Hi, sixth graders, this is Mrs. Gall. Today we're going to start our new unit over equations and inequalities. Get your notebook open to a fresh page and press play when you're ready to begin. Today's topic is over the symbols. We have four main types of inequality symbols that we use. Our first one looks like this. If you're reading it like a book from left to right, the first thing you hit is that open mouth. Maybe you've heard like the alligator mouth before. This is a greater than sign. We use this in situations where something might be more than or something exceeds a number. If we have Mr. Anderson's dog weighing more than 50 pounds, we could represent that with this symbol. Maybe we don't know his dog's exact weight, so we could put D for the dog's weight, and that is greater than 50 pounds. So whatever his dog's weight is, we'd place that here, and this would be a representation of his dog's weight being more than 50 pounds. Opposite of a greater than symbol is a less than symbol. This is if we're reading the symbol like a book from left to right, the first thing we hit is the closed part of the symbol, sometimes referred to as the mouse nose. This is represented in situations where we have fewer than something. And here's a real world situation where we might use this. Children under the age of 2 can fly for free. So let's think about the child's age. The age of the child needs to be less than 2. So we could have a 0 or a 1 here. And if the child is 0 or 1 years old, that would stay true because 0 and 1 are less than 2, and that child would be able to fly for free. These might be newer symbols for you. So this looks like a greater than sign, but it has a line underneath. We call this a greater than or equal to symbol. We use this in situations where we might say something is at least or no less than. An example of a real-world situation where we might see this is to ride the monster at Adventureland, you must be at least 48 inches tall. That means you could be 48 inches, or you could be more than 48 inches. So that's why we would use the or equal to sign here, greater than or equal to, because you can be exactly 48 or more than that. So we have our height on one side, and that height just needs to be greater than or equal to that 48 inches. Opposite of a greater than or equal to is a less than or equal to sign. We would use this in situations where we might say at most or no more than. A great example in the real world of when we might use this sign is with speed limits. So the speed limit in front of school is 25 miles per hour. That means our cars, could they be going 25 miles per hour? Yes, and if they're following that speed limit, they're going that amount or less than that. So our representation of that is the speed needs to be less than or equal to 25. Which inequality would we use for this? The maximum height for the Chick-fil-A play place is 54 inches. Well, let's think about it. Here's the height. Do we want the height to be more than 54 or less than 54? Well, since it's a maximum height, we want the height of the child to be less than 54, but it does say the maximum height, so that means we could also be 54 inches and ride. So we would, or in play. So we would probably want to use a less than or equal to symbol here. The height needs to be less than or equal to 54 inches. To vote, you must be 18 years or older. Let's think about this. So the age of the person voting, we're going to think about how that is in relation to 18. So does the age of my voter need to be more than 18 or less than 18 to vote? The age needs to be more than 18. Can you vote if you are exactly 18? Yes, so this would be a great opportunity to use the greater than or equal to sign. So our voter's age must be greater than or equal to 18. Wells Fargo Arena sits more than 16,000 people. Okay, let's think about seating and 16,000. So is our seating going to be more than or less than 16,000? I see the phrase more than, so we're going to use a greater than symbol. So the seating is more than 16,000. It doesn't say or equal to, so we're just going to use that greater than sign here. And true story, Mrs. Gall's dog weighs less than 6 pounds. Let's think about my dog Sophie's weight. So here's the dog's weight. Here's 6 pounds. My dog weighs less than 6 pounds, so I want to use a less than sign facing my dog's weight when we're comparing it to the number 6. So my dog is less than 6 pounds. There she is. Okay, let's go on to determining truth. So this is another type of skill that we want to be able to practice and understand for this standard. So let's determine if this is true or false. 2 times n plus 8 equals 10 when n equals 1. Okay, let's replace our n with a 1 and see if this remains true. So we're going to take that n out and place a 1 there. 2 times 1 is 2. And now 2 plus 8 equals 10. Does 10 equal 10? Yes, so this is a true statement. Let's try one with an inequality sign. Is 5r minus 2 greater than 13 when r equals 3? Let's replace that r with a 3 and evaluate to see if this stays true. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 minus 2 is 13. Is 13 greater than 13? No, 13 equals 13. And I don't have an or equal to sign here. So since 13 is not greater than 13, this is a false statement. Y minus 12 is greater than or equal to 8 when y equals 20. Let's replace our y with a 20. 20 minus 12 is 8. Is 8 greater than or equal to 8? Yes, it's equal to 8, and since our symbol has the or equal to line under it, we can say that this is true. And one more. 8 times w is less than 30 when w equals 4. Let's replace that w with a 4. 8 times 4 is 32. Is 32 less than 30? No, 32 is greater than 30, so this is a false statement. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today with symbols and intro to inequalities. Check in with your teacher if you have any questions.